Right?
Ang kalinaw sa mata, ang nakasaksi.
The 22nd regular session of the 21st Sangguniang Bayan is now called to order. Please all rise for our invocation to be led by the Honorable Elsevier A. Dagonlay, to be followed by the singing of our national anthem, our Bukidnon My Home, our municipal hymn, the recitation of the Vice Mayor's Creed, and the PCL Creed.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, fellow councilors, SB staff, and to our visitors. So before we start our regular session, let us offer first ourselves to the presence of our Almighty Father. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Father God, we praise and glorify you, Lord, you, for the source of everything. Forgive us, Lord, for all our sins we have done before you. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of life, family, life, our friends, our colleagues, and thus to serve our constituents of the municipality of Manolo Fortits. Grant us your strength and wisdom to work together in harmony and achieve success according to your will. Lord, guide our discussions and decisions with our regular sessions with your divine insight and clarity. Help us to see beyond individuals, perspectives, and focus on collective goals that honor you. May your peace rent in your hearts and minds, fostering a spirit of unity and cooperation. Thank you, Lord, for your faith and presence in our midst. May this session be productive and fruitful and advance our efforts towards greater achievements for your glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
In the name of the Father and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, telas ng sinangalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ang bangaw, ay hinatang tulakaw
kadungganan. Ang ginatas ng iyong kinaubsan, naging bisog sa kalanduan. Ang iyang halapan at kaunahan, nagsaysay sa iyang karunahan. Natusan panagiun sa mga responsableng katauhan. Ipapagpapagong magpagkikait sa tibuok na katilingban. Minahal nga Manolo Cortez, matahong namong lungsod nga gipuy-an. Kanunay namong pasidunggan, hugan lumon sa kahangturan. Minahal nga Manolo Cortez, matahong namong lungsod nga gipuy-an. Kanunay namong pasidunggan, hugan lumon sa kahangturan.
I'm the Vice Mayor, and my covenant with my people is to devote myself to public service. By divine providence and the will of the people, I'm mandated to preside over the local legislature, that with integrity and statesmanship, I shall lead the local legislature to enact measures and ordinances for the common good and fulfill my people's aspirations for happiness, peace, and prosperity. May the Almighty God help me consecrate myself for the people I'm called to serve. For the PCL Creed,
that belong to the general welfare of my constituents, in the pursuit of happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as a guiding principle of my official act, and as I direct my people of the local legislature. May the Almighty guide my heart, that I shall be true to my constituents.
please be seated. For the roll call, Madam Secretary.
Honorable Reynaldo L. Bagayas Jr.,
Present.
Honorable Miguel D. Dimata,
Present.
Honorable J.S. Alvarezi, Honorable Rina Idroti Quino,
Present.
Honorable Elsaber A. Dagunlay, Honorable Flora May D. Pinaso,
Present.
Honorable Joy Lavisores Cordovez,
Present.
Honorable Raquel Abales Bayacag, Honorable Christy Liparto Salabe, Honorable Alex D. Payanga,
Present.
Honorable Mary Jane P. Gilayan,
Present.
Honorable Princess C.J. B. Padin. There are 12 members present, Honorable Presiding Officer.
So 12 members present, quorum is hereby declared. For our majority floor leader for this morning, the Honorable Raquel Abales Bayacag.
Good morning, Mr. Presiding Officer,
Good morning.
fellow councilors, and the Secretariat.
Good morning.
The order of business has been sent to us in advance, was reviewed, and so I move for the approval of the order of business.
So there's a motion for the approval of business for this morning. Any second?
Second.
Any comments? There being none, the motion is approved.
I move for the dispensation of the oral reading of our November 20, 2025 minutes of the regular session, since the copy were already provided in advance.
So there's a motion for the dispensation of the oral reading of the minutes of the 21st regular session held last November 20, 2025. Any second?
Second.
Any comments? There being none, the motion is approved.
Do we have our visitors? So, no visitors.
Can we adopt first and approve the minutes?
Oh, sorry. So, I move for the approval and adoption of the November 2025 minutes of the regular session.
So there's a motion for the approval and adoption of the minutes of the 21st regular session held last November 20, 2025. Any second?
Second,
Any-
Mr. Chairman.
Comments, corrections? There being none, the motion is approved.
So, since we do not have a visitor So we will proceed now to our first reading of our
Report reference to business. Madam
reference of
Secretary.
business.
Item 1, first reading, proposed ordinance of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled An Ordinance Establishing the Municipal Ordinance Enforcement Team or MOLET of the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, defining its composition, functions, and for other related purposes, authored by the Honorable Reynaldo L. Bagayas Jr.
I move to refer this to the Committee of Laws, Rules, and Regulation.
Refer to the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations.
Item 2, proposed ordinance of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled An Ordinance Establishing Guidelines for the Regulation and Prevention of Fraudulent Practices in Weights and Measures in the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, and for other purposes. The authors are the Honorable Christy Liparto Salabe and the Honorable Flora May Di Pinaso.
I move to refer this to the Committee of Laws, Rules, and Regulation and Committee on Trade, Commerce, and Industries.
Refer to the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations and Trade, Commerce, and Industry.
Item 3, proposed ordinance of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled An Ordinance Creating the Local Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council or LEDAC of the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, authored by the Honorable Rina E. Quino.
I move to refer this to the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulation.
Refer to the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations.
Item 4, proposed ordinance of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled An Ordinance Revitalizing the Asamblea sa Zona or Pulong-Pulong in every zone in all barangays in the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, authored by the Honorable Miguel D. Dimata and co-authored by the Honorable J.S. Albaresi and the Honorable Flora May Di Pinaso.
I move to refer this to the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations and Committee on Barangay Affairs.
Refer to the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations and Barangay Affairs.
Item 5, proposed resolution number 2025-479B of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled Resolution Congratulating and Giving Due Recognition to Ms. Lorraine Yeye Recanton of the Local Government Unit of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon for being awarded as the Outstanding Local Economic and Investment Promotion Officer or LEDIPO during the Madagaya Trade Fair 2025 Pagdaig Stakeholder Awards held on November 25, 2025 at Robinsons, Valencia City, Bukidnon, authored by the Honorable Rina E. Quino.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1A.
Transfer to item 1A.
Item 6 are the resolutions from the Sangguniang Panlalawigan o Bukidnon as follows. Resolution number 2025-654, noting the approval of ordinance number 2025-2210 entitled An Ordinance Establishing Guidelines for the Efficient and Effective Implementation of the Parent Effectiveness Service Program in the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, and for other purposes. Next, resolution number 2025-656 regarding the approval of ordinance number 2025-2242 entitled An Ordinance Exempting Indigent Residents of the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon from the payment of building permit fees and zoning clearance fees to promote social equity and encourage compliance with building regulations. 3. Resolution number 2025-675 regarding the approval of ordinance number 2025-2248 entitled An Ordinance Establishing a Municipal Assistance Desk in the Municipality of Manolo Fortich to provide immediate support and ensure access to social welfare programs for individuals and families experiencing crisis situations and for other purposes. And for resolution number 2025-657, still from the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Bukidnon, entitled a resolution amending resolution number 035-2025 during the 28th SB series of 2025, entitled Resolution Profusely Requesting and Informing All Municipalities and Component Cities in the Province of Bukidnon to diligently comply before submission to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan to complete statutory and administrative requirements for the review of the respective annual and supplemental budget, to avoid delays thereof by adding the phrase, if available.
This is all noted, Mr. Presiding Officer, and warm congrats for the approval of the above-mentioned four ordinances and resolution at the Sangguniang Panlalawigan of Bukidnon.
Okay, so noted.
Item 7, resolution number 0047-2025 o Barangay Tangkulan, entitled a resolution soliciting financial assistance from the Office of the Sangguniang Bayan of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon for the 19th Anlaw Tatangkulan on November 28 to December 4, 2025.
This is so noted, care of Madam Secretariat.
We'll forward this to the Secretariat.
Item 8 is resolution number 48 series of 2025 o Barangay Kalugmanan, entitled a resolution endorsing the request of the indigenous cultural communities of Barangay Kalugmanan to the Sangguniang Bayan of Manolo Fortich for the support and approval of the conversion of the communal forest into alienable and disposable, located at Gabunan Zone 5A and Kiopi Zone 5B.
I move to refer this to the Committee of Environmental Protection and Ecology, Committee on Indigenous Cultural Communities, Committee on Laws, Rules and Regulation, and Committee on Barangay Affairs.
Referred to the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology, Committee on Indigenous Cultural Communities, Laws, Rules and Regulations, and Barangay Affairs, and maybe to include Land Use, Committee on Land Use.
Item 9, resolution number 48 series of 2025 o Barangay Kalugmanan, entitled a resolution endorsing and supporting the conversion of the communal forest located at Gabunan Zone 5A and Kiopi Zone 5B, Barangay Kalugmanan, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon into alienable and disposable land.
Refer this to the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology, Committee on Indigenous Cultural Communities, Laws, Rules and Regulations, and Committee on Barangay Affairs.
Referred to the Committee on Laws, Rules and Regulations, Indigenous Cultural Communities, Environmental Protection and Ecology, and Barangay Affairs, and Committee on Land Use.
Item 10 is resolution number 26, series of 2025 from the Office of the Barangay IPMR of Lindaban, entitled a resolution adopting Municipal Ordinance number 2024-2069, entitled an ordinance institutionalizing the Indigenous Peoples Program, Kultura Ko, Ipabilin Ko in the municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, and providing funds thereof.
I move to refer this to the Committee on Indigenous Cultural Communities, Laws, Rules and Regulations, and Committee on Barangay Affairs.
Referred to the Committee on Indigenous Cultural Communities, Laws, Rules and Regulations, and Barangay Affairs.
For the communication, item 1 is a letter from the Office of the Municipal Mayor dated November 20, 2025. It reads, respectfully endorsing to the Sangguniang Bayan the attached memorandum of agreement by and between the local government of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, represented by Mayor Rogelio Enquino, and Holcim Philippines Incorporated, represented by its president and chief executive officer, Nicholas George, and its SVP, Head of GeoCycle, Samuel Manlosa Jr. This agreement pertains to the co-processing by Wholesome Philippines Incorporated of the LGU's non-recyclable sorted municipal solid waste at the treatment, storage, and disposal facility located at its Lugait plant. Relative to this, the undersigned is respectfully requesting the august body to authorize the undersigned to enter into the said contract, anticipating with thanks for your consideration and urgent appropriate action on this matter. Very truly yours, Rogelio Inquino, Municipal Mayor.
I move to refer this to the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations and the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology.
Since this is urgent, do we have the copy of the agreement? Nana?
The copy of the memorandum of agreement is attached to the request.
Can we transfer this to the business of the day?
Okay, Mr. Presiding Officer. So then it will be labeled as item 1B.
1B? Transfer to item 1B.
Item 2 is a letter of November 20, 2025 from the Office of the Human Resource Management, which reads, Greetings of peace, respectfully requesting the Sangguniang Bayan their concurrence through a resolution authorizing the Municipal Mayor, Rogelio Inquino, to sign the Memorandum of Agreement for partnership of Alae National High School and the local government unit of Manolo Fortich for a work immersion program. Attached herewith is a copy of the Memorandum of Agreement for your perusal, urgent for appropriate action. Respectfully yours, signed Rogelio Inquino, Municipal Mayor.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1C.
Transfer to item 1C.
Item 3 is another letter signed by the Municipal Mayor of November 26, 2025, respectfully endorsing to the Sangguniang Bayan the attached resolution and memorandum of agreement by and between the local government unit of Manolo Fortich, represented by Mayor Rogelio Inquino, and Barangay Government of Santiago, to release fund from the municipal aid to Barangay 2024 in the amount of 1 million pesos intended for the purchase of tablet and computer desktop and peso-peso FMR program of the barangay. Relative to this, the undersigned is respectfully requesting the august body to authorize the undersigned to enter into the said MOA, anticipating with thanks for your consideration and urgent appropriate action on this matter.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1D.
Transfer to item 1D.
Item 4 is a letter. This is an advanced copy of the letter from the Office of the Municipal Mayor endorsing the revised revenue code of the municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon for review and approval.
I move to refer this to the Committee on Committee of the Whole.
Refer to the Committee of the Whole.
Item 5 is a letter of November 24, 2025 from the Office of the Municipal Administrator. The subject, request for the review and evaluation of the Barangay Animal Health and Welfare or BAHAW Ordinance. In the interest of ensuring that our local policies remain responsive and aligned with the current standards, this office respectfully requests the Sangguniang Bayan to conduct a thorough review and evaluation of the Barangay Animal Health and Welfare Ordinance presently implemented within the barangays of the municipality of Manolo Fortich. The review aims to determine whether the provisions of the ordinance are still applicable and effective for the time being, considering updates in national legislation and ongoing implementation of animal welfare and rabies prevention programs, and the present needs of our barangays in promoting responsible pet ownership and safeguarding public health. We respectfully request the Sangguniang Bayan to issue recommendations, propose amendments if necessary, and provide guidance on strengthening the ordinance to better support the municipality's animal health and welfare initiatives. Thank you for your usual support and prompt prompt action on this request. Very truly yours, signed Engineer Joey Cesar M. Gaid, Municipal Administrator.
I move to refer this to the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations, Committee on Barangay Affairs, and Committee on Agriculture.
Refer to the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations, Barangay Affairs, Agriculture. Can we also include
Veterinary.
peace and order?
Yes.
The next item is a letter of November 25, 2025 from the Office of the Municipal Mayor. This is to formally request the Sangguniang Bayan of this municipality for the approval of realignment amounting to 445,000 pesos from municipal market, various portions of appropriations to be made available as an additional appropriation for electricity expenses of the said offices. Please see attached documents for your reference. Very truly yours, signed Rogelio Inquino, Municipal Mayor. And attached to this request is a signed certification from the Local Finance Committee for the availability of funds.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1E.
Transferred to item 1E.
Item 7 is another letter of November 25, 2025, signed by the Municipal Mayor. This is to formally request the Sangguniang Bayan of this municipality for the approval of realignment amounting to 21,500 pesos only from Municipal Treasurer Office, various portions of appropriations to be made available as an additional appropriation for various expenses of the said office. Please see attached documents for your reference. Very truly yours, signed Rogelio Inquino, Municipal Mayor. And attached to this is the certification from the Local Finance Committee for the availability of funds.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1F.
Transferred to item 1F.
Item 8 is another letter of November 25, 2025 from the Office of the Municipal Mayor. This is to formally request the Sangguniang Bayan of this municipality for the approval of realignment amounting to 25,000 pesos only from Balay Silangan traveling expenses, portion of appropriations to be made available as an additional appropriation for training expenses of the said program. Please see attached documents for your reference. And attached is the signed certification from the Local Finance Committee for the availability of funds.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1G.
Transferred to item 1G.
The next item is a letter of November 18, 2025 from the Municipal Budget Office. Submitting herewith is a copy of Barangay Supplemental Budget, Calendar Year 2025 of Barangay Dalirig. Please acknowledge receipt. Thank you. Signed, Roy Lober Azares, Municipal Budget Office, OIC.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1H.
Transferred to item 1H.
The next item is a letter of November 26, 2025, signed by Mr. Roy Lober Azares, the Municipal Budget Office, OIC. Submitting herewith is a copy of Sangguniang Kabataan, Supplemental Budget Number 1, Calendar Year 2025 of Barangay Dalirig. Please acknowledge receipt.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1I.
Transferred to item 1I.
The next item is a letter coming from the Municipal Budget Office dated November 26, 2025. Submitting herewith is a copy of Barangay Annual Budget Calendar Year 2025 of Barangay San Miguel. Please acknowledge receipt. Thank you. Signed, Roy Lober Azares, Municipal Budget Office, OIC.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1J.
Transferred to item 1J.
Item 12 is a memorandum coming from the Department of Public Works and Highways, Regional Office 10, Bulwa, Cagayan de Oro City, dated November 6, 2025, addressed to the District Engineer Ronaldo C. Pahang, Bukidnon 3rd District Engineering Office. The subject, Resolution number 2025-336B of the Office of the Sangguniang Bayan of Manolo Fortich. Referred is Resolution number 2025-336B entitled Resolution of the Sangguniang Bayan of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, expressing its commitment to support, promote, and uphold transparency and accountability in all infrastructure projects, whether funded or implemented by the local government or by national agencies within the municipality. Please be guided that under the provisions of the cited resolution, particularly item number 4, it is stated as follows: required that the Regional Director of the Department of Public Works and Highways, Regional Office 10, and the District Engineer of the DPWH, 3rd Engineering District, to similarly submit a monthly status report to the Sangguniang Bayan through the Municipal Vice Mayor of all infrastructure projects implemented in the municipality. This is for your information and appropriate action. Signed, Lilibet N. Aparicio, DM, Regional Director, Regional Office 10. And this office is furnished with.
This is so noted.
So noted.
Item 13 is another letter from the DPWH, Bukidnon 3rd District Engineering Office, located at Diclo, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, dated November 20, 2025, and addressed to the Honorable Rogelio Enquino, Municipal Mayor, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, but this office is furnished with. Dear Mayor Quino, in line with our agency's policy of close collaboration and coordination with local government units in the implementation of various infrastructure projects within this district engineering office, and for your information and guidance, we are furnishing you a copy of the status report for November 2025 of all projects undertaken by this office within the area of jurisdiction. Please acknowledge receipt in the space provided below and return the duplicate copy. Very truly yours, signed Ronaldo C. Pahang, District Engineer, Bukidnon, 3rd District Engineering Office.
This is so noted.
So noted.
Item 14 is coming from the Manolo Fortich Roads and Traffic Administration Memorandum for the Sangguniang Bayan from the officer in charge, Manolo Fortich Roads and Traffic Administration. The subject, TRICAB endorsement for renewal. Endorsed is the TRICAB operator's applicant who has been inspected by the Manolo Fortich Roads and Traffic Administration and is qualified to operate or ply within the Manolo Fortich Bukidnon, Yumpuka, Darwin, Atikala, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. For information, signed Diosdado D. Incencio, MFRTA OIC.
This is so noted.
This is an endorsement. Can we refer this to the committee?
Okay, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Let's refer this to the Committee on Transportation.
The next item is a letter of November 24, 2025 from the Grand MF Arena, addressed to the Sangguniang Bayan, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is to formally request from your honorable office that we may be granted to hold a special permit Pentacasi on December 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, 14, 21, 24, and 28, 2025. Event will be held at Grand MF Arena located at Purok 5, Puluton, Tangkulan, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Hoping for your kind and positive response. Respectfully yours, signed Gregorio O. Cagabcabon, Prime Red Promotion Manager.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1K.
Transfer to item 1K.
Item 16 is the application for accreditation of Barangay Lingion Women's Association Incorporated or Baliway.
I move to transfer this to the business of the day as item 1L.
That's for the item 1L.
The next are the DILG messages. First is a message of November 19, 2025, and addressed to the Honorable Nel P. Roque and all city municipal mayors, all punong barangays. The subject, Lady Local Legislators League of the Philippines Incorporated, regional and provincial elections for the term 2025 to 2028. This is in reference to the attached DILG Memorandum Circular number 2025-113 dated November 13, 2025 with above mentioned subject. Please be informed that the Lady Local Legislators League of the Philippines or the 4L will conduct its regional and provincial elections for the term 2025 to 2028 from November 2025 to February 2026 relative thereto, and upon request of Vice Mayor Christine S. Garin, the interim national president, all local chief executives are encouraged to allow the participation of their lady local legislators in the said elections. Please note that the local chief executives have the sole discretion in authorizing the participation of the said officials on official business. For your information and appropriate action, signed Rona Pedraza Abadilla, Provincial Director. The next is the subject for the next message is the participation in the online survey for the Local Government Code of 1991 Review and Amendment Initiative. This is in reference to the attached DILG advisory dated November 19, 2025 with above mentioned subject. The Department of the Interior and Local Government, in partnership with the Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines, is undertaking a comprehensive review of Republic Act Number 7160 or the Local Government Code of 1991. Current developments in the local governance landscape reveal long-standing policy gaps and challenges, such as the incomplete absorption of devolved functions, outdated legal provisions that perpetuate inefficiencies, and fiscal imbalances that hinder LGUs from maximizing their roles in national development. To ensure that the proposed amendments to the Local Government Code are inclusive, evidence-based, and grounded in local realities, the department is conducting this online survey to gather valuable insights from key actors in local governance, the perspective of local chief executives, LGU functionaries, city, municipal, local government operations officers, and DILG technical officers are essential inputs to a reform agenda that strengthens local autonomy, enhances service delivery, and improves local governance systems. The gathered responses will inform expert analysis, regional and national consultations, and the consolidation of a comprehensive package of policy reform recommendations to be presented and advocated in Congress. In this regard, the following respondents are hereby directed to participate in the said survey through this link. So the local chief executives, all other local elected officials, and all LGU functionaries. The deadline for accomplishing the survey is on or before December 15, 2025. For your information and appropriate action, signed Rhoda Pedraza Abadilla, Provincial Director. The next item is the subject for the message is the DL Graph Assessment of the Alignment between Local Government Unit Budgets and Local Development Plans. This refers to the attached DILG Memorandum dated November 14, 2025 with above mentioned subject. The Decentralization and Local Governance Reform Advocacy Program, Project Management Office, through the ILG Regional Office 10, has commissioned the Development Academy of the Philippines to conduct a study on the extent to which LGU annual budgeting processes are aligned with their respective local development plans. Relative thereto, all LGU planning officers, budget officers, and city, municipality, local government operations officer are encouraged to accomplish the survey link questionnaire on or before November 20 through this link for your information and appropriate action. The next is the coming from the Department of the Interior and Local Government, Region 10, Northern Mindanao, Bukidnon Provincial Office. The subject, invitation to the fiscal year 2025 Planners Forum, enabling environment for urban climate action at the national and local. This is in reference to the attached DILG advisory dated November 17, 2025 with the above mentioned subject. Please be informed that the Lady Local Legislators League of the Philippines will conduct its regional and provincial elections for the term 2025 to 2028 from November 2025 to February 2026. Relative thereto, all local chief executives are enjoined to allow their local planning and development coordinators, LGU officials, and other functionaries who are licensed environmental planners to participate in the said event on November 28, 2025. Payment of corresponding traveling and or accommodation expenses may be charged against available LGU funds subject to existing laws, rules, and regulations, and applicable accounting and auditing rules and regulations. All interested participants are required to register through the link. For queries or concerns, interested parties may coordinate with the Bureau of Local Government Development through telephone number 8876-354-local4108 or email at dilgplanners@gmail.com for your information and appropriate action. The last is, the subject is the reminders on the filing of foreign travel of elected and appointed local government officials. We are forwarding you herewith the DILG 10 regional message dated November 21, 2025 regarding the above-mentioned subject. In relation to this, considering that the country is still under state of calamity, this is to reiterate that the Secretary of the Interior and Local Government shall be the approving authority of all applications for foreign travels of all officials, regardless of position, for unofficial and official trips. This is pursuant to DILG Memorandum Circular Number 2025-023, Section 4.3, Approving Authority for Foreign Travel Authority. For their guidance, we are pleased to share an online guide in applying for Foreign Travel Authority using the said system through this link for your information and widest dissemination. Signed by the authority of the Provincial Director Francis Claire L. Alamban, the Program Manager.
This is so noted, Mr. Presiding Officer, the 5 DILG messages.
Okay, so noted.
Mr. Presiding Officer, there is a request from the Committee on Transportation for the renewal application of Mr. Darwin G. Yampuka instead of refer to their committee to transfer to the business of the day as item 1K.
H-I-J-K-L-M. M. 1M.
1M.
L-M. Okay.
And Mr. Presiding Officer, can we request for a 3 minutes break before the committee reports,
Do you have a 3-minute break?
or 5 minutes?
Kawas nunugan, gikahalukan, iyaw ng tanan. Luparog tasong, kay ang tanan sa inumungan.
let us resume to the committee reports. From the Committee of the Whole, I move to recognize the committee chair on rules and regulations, Honorable Christy Liparto Salabe.
Honorable Salabi.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning. This is a committee report number 2025-089B. The Committee of the Whole, to which was referred, letter of October 17 signed by the municipal mayor endorsing a complaint cursed through 8888 Citizens Hotline under ticket reference number W2 at W 2025 1015-280-2 regarding the alleged violation of the Animal Welfare Act committed by the Punong Barangay Elbern J. Onahon of Barangay Lingion, Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon by purportedly ordering the poisoning of stray animals within the territorial jurisdiction. Invited resource persons for the said subject matter were Attorney Risi Hamila, Municipal Legal Officers, and Dr. Richard Duetes of Municipal Veterinarian. Transpired during the committee hearing were as follows: that the attached document was only a narration from a complaint and did not constitute a concrete evidence of the alleged violation. That the Municipal Legal Office already submitted the initial report to 8888 hotline stating that the complaint was already endorsed to the Sangguniang Bayan for further investigation. That the complaint was considered unverified. However, the Sangguniang Bayan may conduct an administrative hearing on the matter provided that the evidence is clear and the attachments such as affidavits, supporting documents, photographs, and witnesses are presented. That the Municipal Veterinarian had already conducted an investigation into the alleged violation. However, no concrete evidence of poisoning was confirmed. The following recommendations were then considered. Honorable Alvarez addressed acknowledging receipt of the letter and informing Honorable Mayor that the Sangguniang Bayan is willing to hear the case as a quasi-judicial body once it receives a sufficient, verified, and substantive complaint. To circulate the existing municipal ordinance that impounding of stray animals along with the Animal Welfare Act of the barangay, further information and guidance on the proper handling of stray animals. Final recommendation on the motion of Honorable J. Alvarez, duly seconded by all the members present on the letter of October 17, 2025 signed by the municipal mayor endorsing a complaint cursed through 8888 Citizens Hotline under ticket reference number W 2025 1015-280-2 regarding the alleged violation of the Animal Welfare Act committed by Punong Barangay Elbern J. Onahon of Barangay Lingion, Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon by purportedly ordering the poisoning of stray animals within the territorial jurisdiction be processed subsequently to a quasi-judicial hearing subject to the availability of verified complaint. However, proper dissemination of the relevant ordinances be done municipal-wide, that those actions be communicated to the office of the municipal mayor. It is signed by all the, attested by all the committee members present, Mr. Presiding Officer. So I move for the approval of this committee report.
So there's a motion for the approval of committee report number 2025-089B. This is with regards to the complaint course through 8888 Citizens Hotline under ticket number or ticket reference number W 2025 1015-280-2 regarding the alleged violation of the Animal Welfare Act committed by Punong Barangay Elbern J. Onahon of Barangay Lingion, Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon by purportedly ordering the poisoning of stray animals within its territorial jurisdiction. Any second? Any comments? Is it the usual practice that the the complaint is coursed through the municipality or directly to the office being complained? Dapat diretso dito sa barangay, dili sa ato magi. Ganong sa niagi man sa ato, nga dili man kita ang i-complain.
Actually, Mr. Presiding Officer, to answer your query, during the committee hearing, Attorney Risi, the 888 hotline sent a memo to the LGU, and it was attention to Attorney Risi, and then after that, Attorney Risi, with the request of the mayor that all that the complaint should be endorsed to the Sangguniang Bayan. However, during the committee hearing, Attorney J. Alvarez, he emphasized that during our seminar that we don't investigate because we are a quasi-judicial body. So as long as there is a formal complaint,
Bragi copy for this lang si LGU siguro?
it was attention to him, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Okay. Any more comments? The Honorable Payanga?
Gusto ba kayo? Suko man. Actually, Mr. Presiding Officer, meaning the protocol, no, is because ang gi-complain is the barangay captain. So meaning, dili pwede nga dito sa i-hear ang kaso kung mamagaling kay he is a barangay chairman. So, the proper is in the office of the Sangguniang Bayan. The Sangguniang Bayan itself will be converted into a court because it is a quasi-judicial. So, if there is a proper hearing, no, during the proper hearing, Mr. Presiding Officer.
In some 888 complaints within the municipality, gina-address gid sa diretso sa, for example, si implementing agency, si LGU, direct kang LGU, dili man sa province. Pero ngano karon nga kung si barangay ang gi-complain, nganong i-course through man sa ato? Basin, dapat siya may ipasyukos ni 888, dili kita. Wala man sad, pero wala man sad sa resulta dito nga investigaran ni. Murag gi-furnish lang tag-copy nga na-complain regarding ani. Wala sa nakastate dito nga investigaran ninyo or wala man sad. Murag wala instruction ba nga murag gitagaan na tag-kopya or gipahibalo lang ta. Tama na niya.
Yeah. Pero basta na ay gani ang uban gani bisan unanimous dawaton lugar gihapon na.
Okay, pero kita gadawat lagi.
Oh, dawaton gihapon. So sa ato lugar ngayon is kitay morbag kitay mo kuno unsa mo gani tinuod ba ni? So in the case maybe nga ang atong pag-validate in that area, no? Meaning, natay task force siguro, nga mo validate in that area. Kung ang validation nato is, it's either negative or positive, so we will make a report, proper report to the highest authority. So that the highest authority, they can also furnish copy to the 888 nga di man tinuod, something like that.
In my experience, I like to share lang akong experience. This is, ako na lang i-share per dili lang ko nganlan ng agency. This is a national agency, department. I-complain siya 888, padadaan og sulat si agency, itubag si agency sa 888, sa 888, gi-furnish og copy sa complainant. Ano ba, dito sila ang doa ba? Wala niya agiglain. Kay, especially kung anonymous daw ang complainant, gikan sa agency, kay call ang attention ng agency. 888, nga na-reklamo nga nani. Naingon din si agency, nitubag si agency, amot siya ang itubag ni agency, ipadala dito sa 888, kitagaan mo na sila timeline nga dapat imong tubagon within this time frame. Si 888 din, iya din gi-forward dito sa complainant nga mao ni siya ang tubag ni agency.
Yan. So yun na in my experience, being a former president of Kidon Second Electric Cooperative, I was also, kadawat gab mo ko ng ititit, no? Pero during the time, siyempre, ang among opisina, mo rin nagtubag dito sa 888, no? Then, mo lagi na, gi-course, katudayan na ang nagmurag, I don't know, kinsay
Si
nag-complain.
888 na dayon mo
Dito sa complainant.
complainant to lagi.
Oh, murag something like ana. So murag verification lang gyud ba nila.
Inani mo siya, dili na to matubag sa complainant. Di ba?
Okay, wala may proper nga.
O
kuwan.
wala man di wala na kailagin sa complainant. So mutubag ta dito sa 888.
It. Muna siya ang kuwan.
Any more? The Honorable Liparto.
Presiding officer, based on, I printed the copy of the request, a ticket endorsed from Malacanang office. It says here that the LGU should report back within 72 hours. Okay, we were asked to investigate. So it's only the executive office, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Ngayon nakasulat nga we should investigate.
No, to make please be reminded that
Okay.
please be reminded of Section 5 of EO number 6, which states that the citizens' concerns lodged through any of the communication channels shall be endorsed and specific action within 72 hours for the receipt of the concern by the proper government agency or instrumentality. Kindly reply us directly and furnish a copy to the 888 portal through your agency focal teams citing the above ticket reference number. So this letter was addressed directly to the LGU of Manolo Fortich, attention to Attorney Rizzi Hamila.
So kitubag niya nga gi-refer lang sa SB.
Si Attorney Rizzi, nag-reply siya dito sa 888, but si
Sa may reply
Attorney
niya.
Na
Nag-forward
ang
niya sa
yang-
SB.
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Pero pag-abot na sa SB, wala na tayo 72 hours.
No, sa SB, wala ta Mr. Presiding Officer, kay as discussed during the committee hearing that the SB cannot investigate.
Lagi, gibalik na to ang bula dito sa executive
Yes, atong
department.
gibalik sila.
So, another 72 hours or sabat to?
I do not know, Mr. Presiding Officer, but sa ato nga end, nag-reply ta sa ilang request nga we cannot investigate.
Okay. Any more? Yes, the Honorable Pinaso.
Kani nga case, ikaduha na niya sa 888 ni Kapitan. Sa panahon ni Ma'am Sandra, naana ni siya. Pero si DILG ra ang nintubag, si DILG nag-investigate dito sa Lingion with barangay
Si
captain.
DILG ang gisulatan ni 888.
Yes, oo. Lahi na po siguro ang process karon kay sa una kang Duterte man.
During that time.
Yeah. Ikaduha na ni niya kadtong pagpanumbag. sa
Meaning, nag-investigate si DILG dito sa barangay?
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Then si Kapitan, gi-report na po dayon si DILG through letter dito sa 888. Inuana to sa una.
So,
Salamat.
nani ang atong tubag sa complaint that we cannot investigate. Muna atong insulti.
Actually, Mr. Presiding Officer, we only answered to the letter to the mayor because mayor was asking us to investigate. So actually, the letter of the Malacanang is not addressed to the Sangguniang Bayan. It is addressed to the LGU of Manolo Fortich, to the executive level, executive office, attention to Attorney Rizzi.
Okay.
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 So during the committee hearing naman si Attorney Rizzi,
Yes.
di ba? Yeah, okay na siya.
Yes.
Nga siya na lang. Okay. Any more? So there being no more concerns or clarifications? The committee report number 2025-089B is now approved.
For committee report number 2025-91B, 091B, the committee of the whole to which was referred subject proposed resolution number 2025-469B of the Sanggunian, a resolution respectfully requesting Honorable Municipal Mayor to suspend the collection of parking fees and the old motor pool area across the municipal Tabuan in Tangkulan, Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon until after the Sangguniang Bayan shall have fully reviewed the legal basis thereof and enacted the necessary supporting measures. On attendance were Engineer Joey Cesar Gaid, Municipal Administrator, Ms. Rina M. Tabat Ledipo, Market Specialist, and Mr. Diosdado Incencio, MFRTA Head. Upon the discussion of the said subject matter, the Sanggunian hereby notes. The author, Honorable J. Albaresi, made emphasis on the following points. Rules on the statutory construction of the... Saan siya, Milay? Saan siya pagbahan? Milay? Oh, basa siya. Militate against the enforcement of the parking fee, such as rules on strict construction against the government, especially on tax laws, and that tax laws as a burden to the people cannot just be presumed. It is strictly implemented against the state and liberally in favor of the taxpayer. In tax revenue exactions, the LGU unfortunately cannot fill in the gaps. Tax laws must be clear and equivocal. Tax laws cannot be enlarged by interpretation. Anchored of few legal doctrines, especially the expressio onios est exclusio alterios, the expression of one thing is the exclusion of the other. Delegata potestas non potest delegare. What has been delegated cannot be delegated. The power to designate pay parking areas is within the Sangguniang Bayan. If not yet delegated, the executive department cannot designate the pay parking areas. Exemplifying recent cases such as in Cebu City, where roads were used as a pay parking area and was then called out through the DILG opinion that it is not allowed that roads can be used as a parking area. Subsequently, that Cebu City government passed an ordinance identifying those areas as a pay parking areas outside the road and within their facilities. Additionally, Bacolod City and Manila City both have ordinances on pay parking. That Engineer Joey Cesar Guide justified that the main objective of the executive office is to implement the said impositions inside the motor pool and was basically due to decongest the traffic that is occurring every Saturday. That the supposedly payment of 20 pesos as referred to the revenue was for light vehicles and for the maintenance costs. That before the implementation, the municipal ordinance was disseminated for the information through the Municipal Information Office. That the payment is only collected to those who will enter the motor pool to park. That there are 150 vehicles in average entering the area every Saturday. That complaints are considered, but the impact of the said municipal ordinance of the overall ease on the traffic flow should also be considered also because the weight of its contribution on its impact of the ground outweighs that of the given complaints. That Mr. Diosdado Incencio, MFRTA head, stated the following. That the implementation of the ordinance is based on the executive instruction that upon the observation since the implementation, there had been significant changes in the ease and flow of the traffic and overall convenience of the market goers. That there is no other way to address those who are not properly parked but to ticket them to for obstruction to traffic with a 2,500 fine. That Admittedly, there are a lapse of pay parking area designation he agreed on the suspension as long as the light vehicles continue to park at the motor pool. Both Honorable Joy Labisoris Cordoves and Honorable Pinaso confirmed that the traffic congestions and parking dilemma during the market day, opening the previous motor pool area as a parking area definitely solved the problem. The following recommendations were then considered to grant the suspension of the collection of fees until a separate ordinance specifically designating parking areas is passed. The creation of the separate ordinance is recommended to hasten up to address urgent concerns. Implementation should proceed immediately thereafter, but with a grace period given to the people to review and deliberate the existing pay parking ordinance in aid of legislation to clarify the designated parking zones. The review and deliberation shall provide proper guidance for implementation to still continue using the old motor pool as a parking area during the suspension period. Final recommendation and motion of Attorney J. Alvarez and unanimously seconded by the members present, the proposed resolution number 2025-469B of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled Resolution Respectfully Requesting the Honorable Municipal Mayor to suspend the collection of parking fees at the old motor pool areas across the municipal Tabuan and in Tangkulan, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, until after the Sangguniang Bayan shall have fully reviewed the legal basis thereof and enacted the necessary supporting measures, was approved at the committee level. It was approved by all the members present, Mr. Presiding Officer. I move for its approval.
So there's a motion for the approval of committee report number 2025-091B regarding a resolution respectfully requesting the Honorable Mayor to suspend the collection of parking fees at the old motor pool area across the municipal Tabuan in Tangkulan, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, until after the Sangguniang Bayan shall have fully reviewed the legal basis thereof and enactment the necessary supporting measures. Any second? Second. Any comments? Just a clarification, if for example, the motor pool area is not designated as a parking area, wala pa man, di ba? If for example, gipaparkingan na to, naay mahitabo sa nagparking,
may tabo. What do you mean? Nakawatan?
tunok, nakawatan, naihian sa ero. Just a scenario ba? That will be the liability of the LGU, di ba? If they park diha sa kalsada, kay isira na to ang motor pool, kay since it is not designated as a parking area, isira ang motor pool. As is, dito sila sa kalsada gyapon, mag-park the usual lugar. Ang problema is kakulang kayo ang parkinganan. So, kaysa liable ta. Yeah, ang ako lang ani, kay we already, this is just a query, this is actually approved sa committee level. Ang ako ani, if nagsukod na ta kolekta atong ipaundang, how soon can we have a result of our review? Can we have this before Saturday? Kay gasukod na beta. This is, I'm sorry, pero kung ato na siyang ikuan, this is incompetence sa atong part. Laban mawi. So can we have a review ASAP and have our maybe supporting measure before Saturday?
Mr. Chair, we might need an ordinance for the purpose. as to the declaration of parking area, murag wala man siguro problema. The problem will be when we ask for parking fees. Kay exaction na siya. So kinahanglan na siya og hearing.
So can we declare the motor pool as a parking area or no?
I think we can. All establishments, ang munisipyo, masibog-sibog ra nato ang atong parking sign. There's no requirement for that under the law. Gani kung asa atong parking area within the establishment. Kana lang yung kuan, mangayo na ta og fees. In fact, it's required sa mga building codes, even in our business permits, requirement pagani ng parking area. So there is no law needed for that. Pwede gid kay ta magpa-parking anytime. As to the responsibility, unfortunately, kung ipasulod na to sa establishment, na gid tay gamay responsibility, whether we like it or not. Ma-mitigate lang na if we put a sign that they should take the measures to protect their belongings in their vehicles, because we have limited personnel dito, so that will put them on guard. Ay tulo, Mr. Chair, kaning measure, if we file the ordinance now, per our experience, may isa ka bulan gid siguro na ay ma-approve, if we count the 3 readings and the public hearing padayon and the publication, because it's a penal, not a penal, but it's an ordinance that requires fees, imposes fees or exaction. So pwede siguro na to in a month's time atong ma-aprobahan. For the meantime, hold lang siya kaysa ma-expose na to ang atong mga personnel sa municipality to question.
So
legal action for
in
exactly
the imposition of the collection of our parking fees, are we suggesting that is illegal?
Unsa to, Mr. Chair,
iuli pila ka buok to atong na pila ka days na ta nag-collect?
Duha ka Sabado.
3 weeks na.
Yeah, 3 weeks, Mr. Chair. 3 days lang siya kay Sabado raman po daw kuno na naningil.
So are we implying that that is an illegal collection?
That was not mentioned directly in the resolution. The resolution was carefully worded, Mr. Chair. That's why we need to review, because there appears to be issues on the classification of vehicle and the designation of parking, pay parking area, and many questions, Mr. Chair, on the legality. But the resolution did not really mention that it was illegal, Mr. Chair.
Okay, pero this would ang attention mo balik sa ato, because we approve the legislations that we are citing here. Unya kita ra po dumong question.
Mr. Chair, the revenue code is valid. The imposition of 20 pesos parking fee is valid, Mr. Chair. But the way it was implemented, there are questions. And the way it was interpreted, Mr. Chair, to collect parking fees from vehicles which might not be covered by the revenue code.
That's ang akong apprehension ani, the mayor would question us again.
I think so, Mr. Chair. And
mabalik sa ato.
And the legal department will also have a headache, Mr. Chair, on how to reconcile our act of imposing the parking fee, then temporarily suspending it, Mr. Chair.
This is just a suggestion or thinking out loud, if I may. Why not we talk to the mayor directly and make amends?
on what will be the endpoint, Mr. Chair. What will be
so that we will know as soon as possible on his reaction on this resolution.
Mr. Chair, this is just a resolution, it's a request. So the Honorable Mayor may
Pero
refuse.
for the benefit of the affected constituents, we can address immediately the concern if we go directly to the concern. Sige lang. If we approve this, we'll atuning hand carry dito sa iya karong hapon.
Yes,
And
Mr.
And
Chair.
hopefully the proponent can go with us to explain in detail the queries.
The resolution already contained, Mr. Chair, the reason for the request.
Sige.
I'll
Dili
check, Mr. Chair,
man.
if my schedule will allow, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we'll know later if your schedule allows. Any further comments? So, there being no more comments, the committee report number 2025-091B is now approved.
For the committee report number 2025-092B, to the committee of the whole to which is referred, subject proposed ordinance of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled an ordinance amending section 8 of municipal ordinance number 2024-2083 entitled an ordinance granting incentives to married couples commemorating their golden wedding in the municipality of Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon, authored by Honorable Cordovez, DMD. On attendance were Engineer Joey Gaid, Municipal Administrator, and Mr. Roy Asares, Acting Municipal Budget Officer. Upon the discussion of the said subject matter, the Sangguniang hereby notes the original enacted to honor and recognize the couples who have reached 50 years of marriage, acknowledging their contribution to family stability and community values. That upon review and implementation of the ordinance, it has been determined that Section 8 must be amended to align the cash incentive with the municipality's approved budget and current financial capability, amended to read. Section 8, cash incentive, a cash incentive in the amount of 25,000 pesos shall be granted to a married couple commemorating their golden wedding. That the two applicants before the said amendments are still entitled of the 50,000. To be fair to them, thereafter it will be only 25,000. That there is also a point of emphasis of the following sections. Section 5, qualifications, that the following are the qualifications for the entitlement of the incentive provided under this ordinance: a valid marriage under Filipino law, indigenous peoples, IP's tribal marriage, Shahira law, in accordance with the PD number 1083. That marriage was celebrated in the municipality of Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon. That marriage was registered at the local civil registry office of Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon. A valid marriage must have lasted for 50 years, and there must be no finding that the couple is separated de facto. Separation de facto is when the married couples no longer function as a family and physically lives apart, even without a court declaration. Section 7, implementing rules and regulations. The Municipal Civil Registry, in coordination with the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office and Population Development Office, shall formulate the implementation rules and regulations necessary to carry out the provisions of this ordinance within 1 month of its passage. That separation de facto is when married couples no longer function as a family and physically lives apart, even without a court declaration. That in cases where the couples are not living in a one roof but are still married, such as the partner who works abroad, the marriage is still binding and cannot be considered separation de facto. The following recommendations were then considered. As per Roy Azares, Acting Municipal Budget Officer, the following should be considered in its inclusions in the IRR. A plaque of recognition and alongside the cash incentives. The couple must be happily married and have lived continuously in Manolo Fortis for 50 years. That
Kailangan happily kita ha.
that in section 9, non-retroactivity, the time frame must be stated as such. Couples who have already celebrated 50 years upon the enactment of this ordinance will have 2 years from its effectivity to file their claim. Final recommendation, motion of Honorable Cordovez, DMD, and unanimously seconded by the members present. The proposed ordinance of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled an ordinance amending Section 8 of Municipal Ordinance Number 2024-2083 entitled an ordinance granting incentives to married couples commemorating their golden wedding in the municipality of Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon was approved as amended at the committee level. It was approved by all the committee members present, Mr. Presiding Officer. So I move for its approval.
So there's a motion for the approval of the committee report number 2025-092B, the ordinance amending section 8 of municipal ordinance number 2024-2083, entitled an ordinance granting incentives to married couples commemorating their golden wedding in the municipality of Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon. Any second?
Second.
Any comments?
Haman to.
Yan na, happily married yun for 50 years. Wala, sukad ng kaaway. Any comments? Yeah, the Honorable Dagunlay.
90B.
In case, Mr. Presiding Officer, 50 years in marriage, pero nasa marriage contract, 50 years, pero 30 years, nagbulag na sila, nibalik na rin after nga kawan, mag 50 years.
Ni abroad, ni abroad.
Ni abroad.
Dili, continuously ba?
Nay, married gyapon sila por ni abroad, nangitag panginabuhian sa gawas.
Wala gito.
Pero married gyapon sila.
Katong di fact, katong bitong OFW.
Of
Ako nang i-discussan last time nga okay na sila kay nag-work naman sila.
Yes.
Separated.
Bisag na uyab ang usa.
That is a different story already.
Okay. Any more comments? So there being none, the committee report number 2025-092B, the ordinance amending section 8 of the municipal ordinance number 2024-2083, entitled an ordinance granting incentives to married couples commemorating their golden wedding in the municipality of Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon is now approved.
Uy,
Okay, Mr. Presiding Officer, I apologize because nilak-up ko sa committee report, but on committee report number 2025-90B, the Committee of the Whole to was referred, letter of October 14, 2025, signed by the Municipal Mayor, requesting authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Agriculture, Philippine Center of Post-Harvest Development Mechanization, on the amendment of the MOA through SB Resolution number 2021-158 on the latest request of to avail farm machinery and equipment. Invited resource person was Attorney Risi Hamila, Municipal Legal Officer. As a backgrounder, on November 10, Engineer Edgar B. Testa, Cluster Head Filmic Bukidnon, and Mr. John Ray Laban, Region 10 of Regional Focal, appeared before the Sangguniang Bayan along with the Engineer Stephen John Batasin. Batasins in. Agriculture and Biosystems Engineer, and Ms. Gemma Kania, Municipal Agriculturist, to shed light on the amendment duly noted as follows. Felmic requested an amendment to the Municipal Memorandum Agreement because one of the items stipulated therein was not received by the local government unit. Only the four-wheel tractor, rice reaper, and walk-behind transplanter were received by the LGU. The rice thresher, 3 units included in the MOA, was not delivered. The Municipal Agriculture suggested that PhilMec attach letter explaining the reasons for the amendment request, along with the justification of the non-delivery of the remaining item. This should be stipulated in the resolution amending the MOA, and that the original MOA should be returned to the Municipal Legal Office to comment on the technicality of the amendment. Engineer Batasin noted that the LGU could also be accountable, as the treasurer was included in the MOA signed by the former mayor and remained under the monitoring by the central office. The MOA executed in 2021 was under the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund in pursuant to the Republic Act 11203, 2009-2024, with the municipality of Manalo Fortis as one of the beneficiaries. It was noted that the mud boats are no longer functional, although their engines remain in use. All other machinery provided under the program are still operational. Engineer Tista made the following justifications: that rice treasures were not delivered because of the specifications of the procured units were unsuitable for the municipality's conditions, leading to deferment of the procurement. That the amendment seeks to close the 2021-2024 implementation period under RA number 11203 and reaffirm the PhilMec's commitment to deliver the rice treasure and continue project implementation. Since the 2019 to 2024 implementation period has concluded, an amendment to the MOA is required. PhilMec intends to continue the project under Republic Act number 12078 to 2025 to 2031. A draft amended MOA has already been prepared. PhilMec was given a deadline August to finalize the amendment and close the 2021-2024 accounts. Other municipalities were experiencing similar issues, not only Manalo Fortis. The 2021 procurement of rice treasure did not proceed due to the unsuitability, but PhilMec had expected another procurement or more appropriate treasures. Therefore, an amendment was not requested during 2019 to 2024, although the plan did not push through. That Honorable Rinaldo Bagayas Jr. then emphasized that LGU Manalo Fortis has fulfilled its obligations, consistently following up on the undelivered units, and that the failure of one party to meet its obligation may be considered as a breach of contract. Reasons for non-delivery, particularly unsuitable specifications, should be explicitly stated at the amendment for transparency. That the amended MOA should indicate that the rice treasures will now be funded under RA number 12078 instead of RA number 11203. That current Sangguniang Bayan has no authority to alter substance of agreements entered into by the previous Sanggunian. In response, Attorney Rizzi Hamila then emphasized the original resolution authorizing the former mayor dates back to 2021, and the Sangguniang Bayan have to issue another resolution authorizing the incumbent mayor to sign the amended MOA. The amendment should reflect the actual farm machineries received by the LGU for the purpose of correcting the record as the actual receipt of the equipment items. An amendment of the to the MOA is permissible even if it involves both of the previous and the current administration to reflect the true intent of the parties and correct the record. Changes in the signatories are allowed since they serve only as representatives to the agreement. Regardless of who signs, it is the same LGU entering into the MOA. The following recommendation was then considered to incorporate in the resolution all justifications and reasons provided by the PhilMec regarding their inability to deliver the 3-unit rice treasures, as both of the resolution and the original MOA will be attached to the amended MOA. Final recommendation on the motion of Honorable Miguel Di Mata, duly seconded by all the members present, the letter of October 15, 2025 signed by the municipal mayor requesting authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Agriculture, Philippine Center of Post-Harvest Development and Mechanization on the amendment of the MOA through an SB Resolution Number 2021-158 on the latest request to avail farm machineries and equipment was approved at the committee level subject to the recommendation. So it was approved by all the members present, Mr. Presiding Officer. I move for the approval of this committee report.
So there's a motion for the approval of committee report number 2025-090B with regards to the request authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Agriculture, Philippine Center of Post-Harvest Development and Mechanization on the amendment of the MOA through SB Resolution number 2021-158 on the latter's request to avail of farm machinery and equipment. Any second? Any comments? In the statement of the legal officer, murag mo contradict sa atong recommendation. Ibalik gani. The Attorney Hamila stated that we will pass a resolution or a MOA, a resolution authorizing the incumbent mayor for a MOA stating the items that was received. It's not to amend the previous MOA. Magbuat lang tag MOA nga isulti nga maora ni among nadawat or mao ni among nadawat. That's it. Pero dili na to i-amend ang previous MOA. Tanawa ka ni. The original resolution authorizing former when that's it, ma'am. 2021.
To sign the amended MOA.
I talked to the to Attorney Mila this morning. Yun siya nga, new MOA ang atong atong ipa-authorize kang mayor stating the items that was received and not to amend the previous MOA. Bago gid siya dili gid i-amend to 2021. Diba? Para lang maklear na pwede na ta wala na tayo paabuton sa ila kay mo na niya atong sabot karon nga kanira ang kuan. Pero dili doesn't mean nga atong usabuntong sa una nga i-reason nato si registration.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Yeah. Muna na siyang, Mr. Presiding Officer. Actually, that is the proper way how to make a new MOA.
New MOA lagi.
Kaya at least dito sa new MOA mong mabutang mangyapon to ang previous nga MOA nga morning ilanggi. Murag justification
state lang to si former MOA nga lagi nga naimuwa sa una.
So, kaning MOA Unya, ang na-release something yan eh.
So, balik daw sa recommendation. Sige pa. Now, to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Philippine on the amendment, dili na siguro i-amend. Dili na to i-amend ang previous mo. Magbago kita mo.
Nga i-authorize na to si Mayor to sign into
So, are we agreeable ana nga murag na-mention mo ko ang amendment diha. So pwede na to i-attach gisulti man diyang i-attach ang previous nga MOA.
Yeah.
Pero bag-o nga MOA gid ang atong buhaton nga i-state ang katulang tulo ka machineries wala nilabot to sa. So are we okay ana?
Yes.
So on the recommendation since it is not being signed yet, so the recommendation is edit lang kamay. Okay, any further comments? So there being none, the motions now approved as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Committee Report Number 2025-93B, 093B. The Committee of the Whole to which was referred, subject letter of the November 18, 2025 signed by the Municipal Mayor requesting approval of the Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management for Health Plan for the calendar year 2026 to 2028. On attendance to shed light of the subject plan was Ms. Katrina Tilap, NHO representative. Selling points transpired during the committee hearing were as follows. That the subject Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management for Health Plan was formulated last June 2025 with the Health Incident Management Team and members of the Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction Management for Health. That the subject plan outlines the strategies and activities to strengthen the municipality's health emergency preparedness, response, and recovery capacities in the alignment with the national and regional DRRM-H frameworks. That the subject plan was already presented and approved by the local health board last November 5, 2025. Final recommendation and motion of the Honorable Flora May Pinaso, duly seconded by all the members present. The Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management for Health Plan for calendar year 2026 to 2028 was approved in the committee level. So it was approved by all the members present, Mr. Presiding Officer. I move for the approval of this committee report.
So there's a motion for the approval of committee report number 2025-093B with regards to the approval of the Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management for Health Plan for calendar year 2026 to 2028. Any second? Any comments? There being none, the motion is approved.
For Joint Committee Report number 2025-094B, the Joint Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations and Committee on Barangay Affairs, to which was referred, subject ordinance number 007-2025, the Barangay Tangkulan, entitled An Ordinance Regulating Individuals from Roaming in Public Places Half Naked or indecently dressed within the territorial jurisdiction of Barangay Tangkulan, Manalo Fortis, Bukidnon, and providing penalties thereof. Certain findings was that the ordinance aims to promote decency, particularly in public places, appropriateness, and clothing depicting values and culture. That the ordinance is within the authority of the barangay to enact and it is in the proper order. Final recommendation, the Joint Committee recommended approval of the subject ordinance. So attested by all the committee members present, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this Joint Committee report.
So there's a motion for the approval of Joint Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations, the Committee on Barangay Affairs, Committee Report number 2025-094B regarding 94B?
Yes, 094B.
Regarding the ordinance regulating individuals from roaming in public places half naked in indecent dress within the territorial jurisdiction of Barangay Tangkulan, Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon, and providing penalties thereof. Any second? Any comments? There being none, the motion is approved.
Joint Committee Report number 2025-095B, the Joint Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations and Committee on Barangay Affairs, to which was referred, subject ordinance number 01S-2025 of Barangay Minsuro, entitled An Ordinance Converting the Old Barangay Hall of Barangay Local Government Unit of Minsuro into a Barangay Health Center and for other purposes. Salient findings were, it is within the authority of the barangay to pass the subject ordinance. It was also noted that the barangay council had passed an ordinance transferring the seat of government to its new location. Final recommendation, the Joint Committee recommended approval of the subject ordinance. Attested by all the members present, Mr. Presiding Officer, and move for the approval of this Joint Committee report.
So there's a motion for the approval of Committee Report number 2025-095B regarding an ordinance converting the old barangay hall of the Barangay Local Government Unit of Barangay Minsuro into a Barangay Health Center and for other purposes. Any second? Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
For Joint Committee Report number 2025-096B, the Joint Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations and Committee on Barangay Affairs, to which was referred, subject ordinance number 07S-2025 of Barangay Minsuro, entitled An Ordinance Regulating the Operation and Management of the Child Development Center for the children's ages from 0 to 4 years old in Barangay Minsuro of Manalo Fortis, Bukidnon. Salient findings was the ordinance is anchored on the RA number 6972, which mandates the establishment of the daycare centers in every barangay to provide a total development protection for children. Final recommendation, the Joint Committee recommended approval of the ordinance. Attested by all the members present, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of the Joint Committee report.
So there's a motion for the approval of Committee Report number 2025-096P, the ordinance regulating the operation and management of the Child Development Center (CDC) for the children ages from 0 to 4 years old in Barangay Minsuro, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Any second? Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Joint Committee Report number 2025-097B, the Joint Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations and Committee on Barangay Affairs, to which was referred the subjects: Ordinance number 02/2025 of Barangay Minsuro entitled an ordinance establishing regulations for ecological solid waste management of Barangay Minsuro and requiring all household to dispose of their waste during the scheduled monthly collections, providing penalties for non-compliance and for other purposes. Ordinance number 03/2025 of Barangay Minsuro entitled an ordinance implementing road clearing operations and regulating obstructions along the barangay road, sidewalks, easements in Barangay Minsuro of Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Ordinance number 04/2025, Barangay Minsuro, entitled an ordinance imposing curfew hours for all ages within the territorial jurisdiction of Barangay Minsuro, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, and providing penalties for violation thereof. Ordinance number 06/2025 of Barangay Minsuro, entitled an ordinance imposing taxes, fees, and other charges pursuant to the provisions of the Local Government Code and providing penalty for violation thereof. Ordinance number 06/2025 of Barangay Minsuro, entitled an ordinance imposing taxes, fees, and charges pursuant to the provisions of the Local Government Code and providing penalty for violation thereof. Ordinance number 8/2025, Barangay Minsuro, entitled an ordinance imposing penalties on acts causing disturbances to peace and ordinance in the order and in the barangay. Ordinance number 09/2025 of Barangay Minsuro, entitled an ordinance regulating the use and operation of videoke, karaoke machines, and other similar amplified audio sound devices within the residential areas and providing penalties for violation thereof and for other purposes. Ordinance number 10/2025 of Barangay Minsuro, entitled an ordinance prohibiting the act of being topless or going half naked in public places within the territorial jurisdiction of Barangay Minsuro and providing penalties for violation thereof. Within the third ordinance number 11/2025 of the Barangay Minsuro, entitled an ordinance establishing a comprehensive river health management program for the Tagulwan River to protect and conserve and enhance its ecological integrity and water quality. The chairman of the Committee on Barangay Affairs moved for the withdrawal of the subject ordinances. The motion was unanimously seconded and approved by the joint committees. Final recommendations, the withdrawal of the subject ordinance was noted. So attested by all the members present, and move for the approval of this joint committee report.
There's a motion for the approval of Committee Report number 2025-097B for the withdrawal of several barangay ordinances from Barangay Minsuro. Any second? Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Joint Committee Report number 2025-098B, Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulations, and Committee on Barangay Affairs, to which was referred subject letter of November 3, 2025, signed by the Punong Barangay of Santo Niño, retransmittal of proposed ordinance for the review and approval as follows. Barangay Ordinance number 2025-003 of Barangay Santo Niño, entitled an ordinance establishing guidelines for the development, management, and preservation of the Barangay 3 Park located in Zone 5, Ugaong, Santo Niño, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, and for other related purposes. Ordinance number 2025-004 of Barangay Santo Niño entitled An Ordinance Establishing Regulations for the Ecological Solid Waste Management of Barangay Santo Niño, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Ordinance number 2025-005 of Barangay Santo Niño entitled An Ordinance Establishing a Curfew for Minors in Barangay Santo Niño, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon to protect them from crimes and to promote their safety. Proposed Ordinance number 2025-006 of Barangay Santo Niño entitled An Ordinance Regulating the Sale, Access, and Consumption of Alcoholic Beverages in Public Places within the territorial jurisdictions of Barangay Santo Niño, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Duly noted upon the review of the documents were that the Sangguniang Barangay Santo Niño submitted proposed ordinances, that the higher Sangguniang has the reviewing power of only enacted barangay ordinances as to whether the subject ordinance is consistent with the law or municipal ordinances. That the Joint Committee recommended to refer back the above-mentioned proposed ordinances to its point of origin with the information that the higher Sangguniang only reviews approved barangay ordinances. Upon the recommendation and motion of Honorable Alvarez, duly seconded by all the members present, the barangay ordinance number 2025-003, 2025-004, 2025-005, and 2025-006 of all of the Barangay Santo Niño were referred back to its point of origin for refinement. Attested by all the members present. So with this, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of the Joint Committee report.
There's a motion for the approval of committee report number 2025-098B to refer back to the point of origin the barangay ordinances of Barangay Santo Niño, barangay ordinance number 2025-003, 004, 005, and 006. Any second? Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Joint Committee Report number 2025-099B. The Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulation, and the Committee on Barangay Affairs, to which was referred. Subject, Barangay Resolution number 0025-2025 of Barangay Tangkulan entitled A Resolution Requesting the Local Government Unit of Manolo Fortich through Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office to help the barangay and to take appropriate action regarding a person with special needs and badjaw roaming within the jurisdiction of Barangay Tangkulan. Salient points transpired during the committee hearing were as follows. That the Barangay Council has observed the presence of individuals with special needs who are frequently roaming in the barangay jurisdiction, and several complaints have already been received by the barangay on the matter. That the Barangay Council and volunteers have already taken actions by reaching out and providing immediate assistance to these individuals. However, the barangay does not have the proper facilities, resources, or trained personnel to provide adequate and sustained care and support for the concerned individuals. That the committee recommended that the subject barangay resolution be noted by the August body and further recommended to endorse the barangay resolution number 0025-2025 of Barangay Tangkulan to the municipal mayor and furnish the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office for appropriate action. Final recommendation and motion on the Honorable J. Alvarez, duly seconded by all the members present, that the barangay resolution 0025-2025 of Barangay Tangkulan was noted at the committee level and endorsed to the Executive Department for appropriate action. Attested by all the members present. So with this, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move of its approval.
So there's a motion for the approval of committee report number 2025-099B regarding a resolution of Barangay Tangkulan requesting the local government unit through the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office to help the barangay and to take appropriate action regarding the person with special needs and badger roaming within the jurisdiction of Barangay Tangkulan. Any second? Any comments? We're just for a copy. Okay. Any comments? There being none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Liparto.
Mr. Presiding Officer, in connection to the committee report on the parking, what's that? In the committee report number 2025-091B, as there was a proposal that was mentioned by Attorney Jay of on proposing an ordinance establishing ordinance officially designating this, Mr. Chair, comes to our end as we think of the possibility or propose as per discussion with the Councilor Rina Quinio and Councilor Eddie Dagunlay to propose an ordinance officially designating the old motor pool along Santiago Mambinunsad as a designated pay parking area and for other purpose it may serve, and to be subject for proper styling, with the purpose that that would be helpful not just to the tabuan of the economic enterprise but also in the future for the soon-to-be museum of the tourism.
What are you implying, Honorable? Are you proposing an ordinance?
Yes, Mr. If if that would be okay, because
Can we just calendar that for on the next regular session when there is a body already of the proposal?
yes, that
Okay.
can also be, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And for the next next part, that is for second reading.
For second reading, Item 1, Proposed Ordinance Number 2025-2295 of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled An Ordinance Mandating the Live Streaming of the Preliminary Examination and Opening of Bids and Awards Committee of the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon in accordance with Republic Act Number 12009 or the new Government Procurement Act of 2024, authored by the Honorable J.S. Alvarez.
I move to recognize Honorable Attorney J. Alvarez to sponsor.
The Honorable Alvarez.
Thank you, our Majority Floor Leader and the Honorable Presiding Officers. This is an ordinance mandating the live streaming of the preliminary examination opening of the bidding documents by the Bids and Awards Committee or BAC of the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon in accordance with Republic Act Number 12009 or the new Government Procurement Act of 2024. This proposed ordinance, Mr. Chair, was thoroughly discussed during the committee hearings with the following amendments made per suggestion of the members of this body. There's a slight correction in the title by adding the phrase the opening of bidding documents by the Bids and Awards Committee. Some words were lost during the printing, Mr. Chair, so it was reinserted to the title. In Section 3, it was clarified that the live streaming procurement activities under this ordinance shall be implemented in accordance with the implementing rules of Republic Act number 12009 and to follow all the guidelines, Mr. Chair, in that implementing rules. There is also a section adding the technical specification of the camera angles and video quality standards, and for the back to conduct functionality check, and the requirement that the equipments needed will be purchased within 6 months. But for the meantime, the back will make do with all available equipment to ensure that beginning January 1, 2026, all preliminary examination and opening of bids will already be live streamed regardless of compliance with the technical specification of the angles and video quality standards. Section 7, the Municipal Information Office was added to the implementing agency, and there were also some slight correction in the effectivity of the ordinance. So, sorry. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this proposed ordinance in the second reading.
So there's a motion for the approval of the proposed ordinance number 2025-2295 on second reading, the ordinance mandating the live streaming of the preliminary examination and opening of bids and awards committee of the Municipality Manolo Fortich Bukidnon in accordance with Republic Act number 12009 or the new Government Procurement Act of 2024 as presented. Any second? Any comments? So there being none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you, Madam Majority Floor Leader.
Item 2 for second reading is proposed ordinance number 2025-2296 of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled An Ordinance Establishing the Local Peace and Development Service Program in all barangays of the Municipality of Manolo Fortich as a strategy to address insurgency through the delivery of basic services, livelihood support, and providing funds thereof. Authored by the Honorable Alex D. Payanga.
Mr. Presiding
Yeah.
Officer, I move to recognize the author, Honorable Alex Payanga.
The Honorable Payanga.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This proposed ordinance, an ordinance establishing the local peace and development service program in all barangays of this municipality, Manolo Fortich Bukidnon, as a strategy to address insurgency through the delivery of basic services, livelihood support, and providing funds thereof. So during the deliberation of this ordinance, it has already been approved by the body, and there is no amendment of this proposal. So with this proposed ordinance, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this ordinance for the second reading.
So there's a motion for the approval of the proposed ordinance number 2025-2296 on second reading, the ordinance establishing the Local Peace and Development Service Program in all barangays of the Municipality Manolo Fortich as a strategy to address insurgency through the delivery of basic services, livelihood support, and providing funds thereof. Any second? Any comments? There being none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Payanga.
Item 3 For second reading, proposed ordinance number 2025-2297 of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled An Ordinance Honoring and Granting a Centenarian Gift to Qualified Residents of the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon, authored by the Honorable Joy L. Cordovez.
I move to recognize Honorable Cordovez.
The Honorable Cordobes.
Thank you. Mr. Presiding Officer, with this proposed ordinance number 2025-2297, an ordinance honoring and granting a centenarian gift to qualified residents of the municipality of Manolo Fortich. We have thoroughly discussed this proposed ordinance during our committee hearing with our resource person, Ms. Phoebe Cao from Office of the Senior Citizen, and it has likewise been approved at the committee level. With that, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this proposed ordinance for second reading.
So there's a motion for the approval of the proposed ordinance number 2025-2297. On second reading, the ordinance honoring and granting a centenarian gift to qualified residents of the municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Any second? Any comments? There being none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Cordobes.
Item 4, for second reading, proposed ordinance number 2025-2298 of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled An Ordinance Regulating the Use of Vehicle Horns During Official Class Hours in School Zones within the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon to promote a conducive learning environment, authored by the Honorable Miguel D. Dimata.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move to recognize the author, Honorable Miguel D. Dimata.
The Honorable Dimata.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, and thank you, Madam Majority Floor Leader. This proposed ordinance number 2025-2298, entitled An Ordinance Regulating the Use of Vehicle Horns During Official Class Hours in School Zones within the Municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon to promote a conducive learning environment. Mr. Chair, this proposed ordinance was already presented to this August body for first reading and discussed thoroughly at the committee level with the presence of our invited guest from DepEd. And as to the query of Councilor Payanga regarding duplication, it is stated in Section 10 of this proposed ordinance under supplementary clause, and as stated also under the provision of the Municipal Ordinance number 2012-846, otherwise known as the Traffic Code of this municipality. So with this, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this proposed ordinance on second reading.
There's a motion for the approval of the proposed ordinance number 2025-2298 on second reading, the ordinance regulating the use of vehicle horns during the official class hours in school zones within the municipality of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon to promote a conducive learning environment. Any second?
I second.
Any comments? There being none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Dimata.
For third reading, Madam
For
Secretary.
third reading, item 1, proposed ordinance number 2025-2291 of the Sangguniang Bayan entitled An Ordinance Authorizing the Creation of Various Positions in the Local Government Unit of Manolo Fortich, Province of Bukidnon, and appropriating funds therefore for calendar year 2026.
So for those who are in favor for the approval of the proposed ordinance number 2025-2291 on third and final reading, the ordinance authorizing the creation of various positions in the local government unit of Manolo Fortich, Province of Bukidnon, and appropriating funds therefore for the calendar year 2026, please raise your right hand. 10 out of 10. So the proposed ordinance number 2025-2291, the ordinance authorizing the creation of various positions in local government unit of Manolo Fortich, Province of Bukidnon, and appropriating funds therefore for calendar year 2026 is now approved on third and final reading.
For the transferred items, for the proposed resolution 2025-47B, may I move to recognize Honorable Arina A. Quinio.
The Honorable Quinio.
Good morning, Mr. Presiding Officer. Good morning, fellow councilors. This is a proposed resolution, number 2025-479B. A resolution congratulating and giving due recognition to Ms. Lorraine Yeye Ricanton of the Local Government Unit of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon for being awarded as the Outstanding Local Economic and Investment Promotion Officer, LEDIPO, during the Madagaya Trade Fair 2025 Pagdaig Stakeholder Awards held on November 25, 2025 at Robinson's, Valencia City, Bukidnon. Authored by yours truly and co-authored by Honorable Christy L. Salabe. Whereas the Department of Trade and Industry Bukidnon Provincial Office successfully conducted the 2025 Pagdaig Stakeholder Awards to honor individuals, organizations, and institutions whose outstanding contribution have significantly advanced trade growth, MSME development, consumer protection, and overall success of Madagaya Trade Fair 2025. Guided by the principle that real progress thrives when every sector works together. Whereas during the said awarding ceremony, DTI Bukidnon recognized exemplary partners and stakeholders across various development categories, celebrating excellence and honor champions of innovation, leadership, and community empowerment in province of Bukidnon. Whereas among the distinguished awardee, Ms. Lorraine Yeye Ricanton of the Local Government Unit of Manolo Fortich was awarded as Outstanding LEDIPO Local Economic Investment Promotion Officer for 2025, a recognition that underscores her remarkable dedication, competence, and unwavering commitment to promoting local economic development, investment generation, and sustainable growth. Whereas this award is a testament to the hard work and determination of the Local Economic Investment Promotion Office of LGU Manolo Fortich Bukidnon in strengthening the municipality's investment climate and contributing a robust economic growth. Whereas through Ms. Ricanton's visionary leadership, supported and guided by Mayor Rogelio N. Quinio, the municipality of Manolo Fortich has consistently earned recognition as one of the most business-friendly localities in Bukidnon, positioning itself as a premier and attractive hub for commerce, investment, and industry in the province. Whereas Ms. Ricanton's exceptional performance as LEDIPO has strengthened the municipality's collaborative engagements with national government agencies, private sector's partners, and development institutions, resulting in improved local services, expanded support for MSMEs, and increased investors' confidence in Manolo Fortich. Whereas her exemplary work continues to inspire fellow public servants to uphold excellence in public service, demonstrating that proactive leadership through partnerships and clear vision for development are vital in creating an environment where businesses and communities thrive. Whereas the Sangguniang Bayan of Manolo Fortich believes that such outstanding achievement deserves high commendation not only for bringing the honor to the municipality but also for reinforcing its status as a beacon of business excellence and economic opportunity. Now, therefore, a motion of this presentation, be it resolved as it hereby resolved, a resolution congratulating and giving due recognition to Ms. Lorraine Yeye Ricanton of the Local Government Unit of Manolo Fortich Bukidnon for being awarded as the Outstanding Local Economic and Investment Promotion Officer, during the Madagaya Trade Fair 2025 Pagdaig Stakeholder Awards held on November 25, 2025 at Robinsons, Valencia City, Bukidnon. Resolved further that a copy of this resolution be awarded to Ms. Lorraine Yeye Ricanton and the Local Economic and Investment Promotion Office of LGU Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon as a token appreciation to this achievement. Resolved finally that a copy of this resolution be furnished to Mayor Rogelio Anquino for his information and reference. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this proposed resolution number 2025-479B.
So there's a motion for the approval of the proposed resolution number 2025-479B, a resolution congratulating and giving due recognition to Ms. Lorraine Yeye Ricanton of the Local Government Unit of Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon for being awarded as the Outstanding Local Economic Investment Promotions Officer during the Madagaya Trade Fair 2025 Pagdaig Stakeholder Awards held on November 25, 2025 at Robinsons, Valencia City, Bukidnon. Any second?
I second.
Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
For item 1B, 1C, and 1D, I move to recognize Honorable Christy Liparto, the committee chair.
The Honorable Liparto.
Thank you, Majority Floor Leader.
Loss of rules.
For item 1B, it is a letter of November 30, 2025 signed by the Municipal Mayor requesting authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with Wholesome Philippines Incorporated to co-process LGU Manolo Fortich non-recyclable sorted municipal solid wastes at the treatment, storage, and disposal facility at Lugait Plant. In the attached MOA Memorandum of Agreement, the LGU will be represented by Rogelio, our mayor, and also for the Wholesome Philippines Incorporated will be represented by Mr. Samuel Manlosa and Mr. Nicolas George. So, I think, Mr. Presiding Officer, it is really beneficial to our municipality. I move for its approval.
So there's a motion for the approval of the request of the Municipal Mayor to enter into a memorandum of agreement with Wholesome Philippines Incorporated to co-process LGU Manolo Fortich non-recyclable sorted municipal solid waste at the treatment, storage, and disposal facility at Lugait Plant. Any second? Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
For item 1C, it is also a letter dated November 20, signed by the Municipal Mayor requesting authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with Alai National High School for the Work Immersion Program. In the attached MOA, Alai National High School will be represented by the First District Supervisor Rosita M. Sahitas, and also for the LGU will be our local chief executive. So the purpose of this immersion partnership, Mr. Presiding Officer, is one is to supplement the formal curriculum of the senior high school program with the special inputs coming from the NGO experts and practitioners in order to make the senior high school students program aligned and consistent with the work standard, to develop in the students of the senior high school program the knowledge and the skills that are relevant to the needs of the job market in the area. So, to provide senior high school students relevant learning experiences by giving them exposure to the actual workplace setting. So, the students will be required to have 80 hours of the immersion program under their they are required to render 80 hours for the immersion program. So with this, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for its approval.
So there's a motion for the approval of the request of the Municipal Mayor to enter into a memorandum of agreement with Alai National High School for the Work Immersion Program. Any second?
Second, Mr. Presiding
Any comments?
Officer.
Hearing none, the motion is approved.
For Item 1D, it is also a letter dated November 26, 2025, signed by the municipal mayor requesting authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with Barangay Santiago for the implementation of plans and programs of the barangay amounting to 1 million pesos. In the attached document, Mr. Presiding Officer, is the Barangay Resolution number 0550 of 2025, indicating the details of the amount. Purchase of tablet and computer desktop, 159,000. Peso Farm to Market Road, 841,000. So the total of which is 1 million. So the source of fund is coming from the municipal aid to barangay. So with this, I move for its approval.
So there's a motion for the approval of the request of the municipal mayor to enter into a memorandum of agreement with Barangay Santiago for the implementation of the plans and programs of the barangay amounting to 1 million pesos. Any second?
Second, Mr. Presiding
Any comments?
Officer.
Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
For the transferred item 1E, 1F, 1G, 1H, 1I, and 1J, I move to recognize, Mr. Presiding Officer, our Committee Chair on Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Rina Quino.
The Honorable Quino.
For transferred item 1E, this is from the Office of the Municipal Mayor dated November 25, 2025. This is a formal request for realignment of fund amounting to 445,000 pesos from the municipal market, various portions of appropriations to be made available as an additional appropriation for electricity expenses of the said offices. Attached herein is a certification that the amount of 445,000 pesos is available for realignment from the economic enterprise of the municipal market office, their maintenance and other operating expenses, office supplies expenses, food supplies, fuel, oil, lubricants expenses, other supplies, materials expenses, water expenses, prices, accountable forms expenses is to be appropriated for their electricity expenses. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this realignment of fund.
So there's a motion for the approval of realignment of funds amounting to 445,000 pesos from the municipal market, various portions of appropriation as an additional appropriation for electricity expenses. Any second?
I second.
Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
For transferred item 1F, this is from the Office of the Municipal Mayor dated November 25. It is also a request for realignment of fund amounting to 21,500 pesos from Municipal Treasurer's Office, various appropriations to be made available as an additional appropriation of their various expenses of the said office. Attached herein is a certification that the amount of 21,500 pesos is available for realignment from the Municipal Treasurer's Office, their training expenses, traveling expenses is to be appropriated for their food supplies expense, postage and courier services, and other supplies and materials expenses. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this realignment of fund.
So there's a motion for the approval of the realignment of funds amounting to 21,500 from the Municipal Treasurer's Office, various portion of appropriation as an additional appropriation for various expenses of the said office. Any second? Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
For transferred item 1G, this is from the Office of the Municipal Mayor dated November 25, 2025, is a formal request for the approval of realignment of fund amounting to 25,000 pesos only from Balay Silangan traveling expenses, portions of appropriations to be made available as an additional appropriation for training expenses. Attached herein is a certification that the amount of 25,000 pesos for Balay Silangan operations, their traveling expenses, will be appropriated for their training expenses. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this realignment of fund.
So there's a motion for the approval of realignment of funds amounting to 25,000 pesos from Bahay Silangan traveling expenses, portion of appropriation as an additional appropriation for training expenses. Any second?
Second.
Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
For transferred item 1H from the Municipal Budget Office dated November 18, 2025 is a copy of the Barangay Supplemental Budget Calendar Year 2025 of Barangay Dalirig. Attached herein is a technical review analysis sheet of Barangay Dalirig Supplemental Budget Calendar Year 2025. The available funds is from the retained earnings for the calendar year 2024 is amounting to 2,078,883 pesos and 24 centavos. For the BDRRMF unspent 2019 is amounting to 75,972 pesos. BDRRMF unspent 2020 is 145,494 pesos for a total amount of 2,300,350 and 24 centavos is the available funds for Barangay Dalirig and to be appropriated for the personal services, maintenance and other operating expenses and for their 10% Sangguniang Kabataan and for their capital outlay also, for a total budget of 2,300,350 and 24 centavos. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of the Barangay Supplemental Budget of the calendar year 2025 of Barangay Dalirig.
So there's a motion for the approval of the Barangay Supplemental Budget for calendar year 2025 of Barangay Dalirig amounting to 2,300,350 pesos and 24 centavos. Any second?
Second.
Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
For transferred item 1I, this is from the Municipal Budget Office dated November 26, 2025, is a copy of the Sangguniang Kabataan Supplemental Budget Number 1 for the calendar year 2025 of Barangay Dalirig. Attached herein is the technical review analysis sheet prepared by our local finance committee, approved by our municipal mayor. The total amount for the available resource is from the 10% Sangguniang Kabataan share worth 207,888 pesos to be appropriated for their general administration program, current operating expenses, SKU development and empowerment programs like health, active citizenship, and annual sports activities for the total expenditure program of 207,888 pesos. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of the Sangguniang Kabataan Supplemental Budget Number 1 of Barangay Dalirig for the calendar year 2025.
So there's a motion for the approval of the SK Supplemental Budget Number 1 for calendar year 2025, Barangay Dalirig, amounting to 207,888 pesos. Any second?
Second, Mr.
Any
Presiding
comments?
Officer.
Hearing none, the motion is approved.
For transferred item 1J, this is also from the Municipal Budget Office dated November 26, 2025, is a copy of the Barangay Annual Budget for the calendar year 2025 of Barangay San Miguel. Attached herein is an annual budget of Barangay San Miguel amounting to 11,006,000 pesos and 50 centavos, and this is to be appropriated for their current operating expenses, personal services, maintenance and other operating expenses, support to administrative service and MOE, extraordinary and miscellaneous expenses, support to Purok leaders and other MOE, support to year-end activity, support to Araw ng Barangay, other MOE, rent expenses, other professional services, repairs and maintenance for buildings and other structures, support to Barangay Development Council, other MOE, support to annual budgeting, other MOE, survey expenses, and Barangay Secretary or Treasurer membership dues, contribution to organizations, repairs and maintenance for transportation equipment, machinery equipment, one-stop shop, other MOE, purchase of uniforms and other MOE, traveling expenses, support to Charter Day, other supplies, materials, expenses, and taxes, duties, and licenses. Their PWD, 1/2 of the 1% of the AB, and then the senior citizen, 1% of the NTA. And for their gender development, and for their 20% Barangay Development Fund, and for their 10% Sangguniang Kabataan, 5% LDRMF, and that's it. For a total appropriation or budget of 11,006 pesos and 50 pesos. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this Barangay Annual Budget of Barangay San Miguel for the calendar year 2025.
So there's a motion for the approval of the Barangay Annual Budget for calendar year 2025 of Barangay San Miguel amounting to 11,006,000 pesos and 6,050 pesos. 11,006,050 pesos. Any second?
Second.
Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Mr. Presiding
thank you,
Officer,
Honorable
for item number 1K, I move to recognize Honorable Alex Payanga, the Committee Chair on Games and Amusement.
The Honorable Payanga.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, and to our majority floor leader. This request dated November 24, 2025, the Sangguniang Bayan Manolo Fortich, ladies and gentlemen, this is formally request from your honorable office that we may be granted to hold a special permit Pintakasi on December 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, 14, 21, 24, 20, and 28. Event will be held at Grand Manolo Fortich Arena located at Puluton, Purok 5, Puluton, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. The following date on December 1, 2 Stag Kak Derby, that is Monday, that is promoted by the National Prime Read Promotion. December 4, 2025, to Stack Kak Derby, that is on Thursday, the same promotion or promoter. December 5, 2025, for Stack Derby, that is Friday, that is World Pit Master Cup, promoted by Prime World Pit Master Cup. December 6, 2025, 3 Stack Kak Derby, that is Saturday, Prime Read Promotion. On December 8, that is already a pista of this municipality, Three Winds Tari-Tari Human sa Misa. That is promoted by Prime Promotion, that is Monday. December 14, Horse Stack Kak Derby, Sunday, that is promoted by Elite Breeders League, that is national. December 21, 2025, Street Stack Kak Derby, that is Sunday. December 24, 3 wins, Wednesday, promoter, prime raid promotion. And December 28, that is event of 3 stack cock derby, that is Sunday, prime raid promotion. As per reviewed by our committee, Mr. Presiding Officer, that all dates requested by the manager of the Grand Manolo Fortis Arena is within our allowable, no, in our ordinance. With this, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this request.
So there's a motion for the approval of the request of the Grand MF Arena for a special permit for the conduct of Pentecasi for the month of December on December 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, 14, 21, 24, and 28. Any second? Any comments?
Just comment, Mr. Chair. Too many, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
but
to Honorable Albalese.
yes, comment. Just too many dates. But since there's already a finding by our staff that those days are covered by our ordinance, I have no objection.
Any more? So there being no objection and no further comments, the motion is now approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, for item 1L, I move to recognize Councilor Christy Liparto, the committee chair and cooperative.
The Honorable Liparto.
For item 1L, it is an accreditation application of Barangay Lingion Women's Association Incorporated or Baliwai. Baliwai? Baliwai. Baliwai.
Balyu AI.
Baliwai. Upon checking on the attached document, Mr. Presiding Officer, they all complied all the requirements required for them to be accredited. So with this, I move for its approval.
So there's a motion for the approval of the accreditation application of Barangay Lingion Women's Association Incorporated or Baliwai. Any second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Any comments? There being none, the motion is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Liparto.
Mr. Presiding Officer, for item number 1M, I move to recognize the Committee Chair on Transportation, Honorable Eddie Dagunlay.
The Honorable Dagunlay.
Limpoco. Wow. What, 65%?
One.
Nowadays. Nana? Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This is coming from the Manolo Fortis Roads and Traffic Administrations, dated November 25. TRICAB endorsement for renewal. So this is only a renewal for franchise, Mr. Presiding Officer. Yung Puka Darwin G from Tikala, Manolo Fortis, Bukidnon. So for this application for renewal, I move for the approval for this Yampuka Darwin, Mr. Presiding Officer.
So there's a motion for the approval of the renewal of the application of Mr. Darwin G. Yumpoka of Barangay Tikala. Any second? Any comments? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
The next will be the privilege R.
Can we have a 1 minute health break before we proceed?
For the privilege hour, I move to recognize Honorable Princess CJB Padin, our SK Federation.
Okay, the Honorable Princess CJ Padin.
Paano din ni Karon Charot? Tala tayo sa. Yes, me too, mother. Hello, good morning sa tanan.
Morning.
Good morning.
Maayad masalom kaninyo alan, Charot.
Maayad masalam.
To the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan and to my fellow SK officials that are probably watching sa ato ang live karon, and also our partners in youth development and the young people of Manolo Fortich, maayong buntag. I stand before you today with both a heavy and grateful heart as I formally tender my resignation as the SK Federation of our municipality. This decision did not come lightly, and serving as Federation President has been one of the greatest honors of my life. It allowed me to grow, to lead, and to serve our 22 barangays with dedication and passion. It also led me to experience many memorable experiences as I tread this pathway of leadership. Pero leadership also requires honesty, not only to the people we serve, but also to myself. After deep reflection, I have come to realize that the responsibilities tied to the Federation, both in the municipality and the province, combined with my duties as the SK Chairman of Barangay Mambatangan, are roles that require full attention, energy, and focus. In order to give justice to my work in my own barangay, where I want to strengthen our programs, push more meaningful initiatives, and support the youth more closely, I believe it is the right time to step aside from my role as the SK Federation President. Moreover, I am entering a crucial stage of my personal journey. I want to prepare for my future endeavors, my career, especially my education, and the long-term path that I aim to build for myself and also for my family. Resigning from this position is a step I am taking to realign my priorities and give myself the space to grow and prepare for what lies ahead. This is not a resignation rooted in weakness, but a decision grounded in respect for the SKs, for the youth that we serve, and for the importance of giving our very best to the task that we accept. I am honored to be the bridge towards project and youth development, health, leadership, and sports, and also community empowerment that hopefully will continue to create impact for years. To the municipal government, especially our local chief executive, our honorable mayor, the Sangguniang Bayan members, the LIDO, and our partner departments, thank you for treating the youth sectors as true partners in governance. Thank you for trusting us and for empowering us. To our Honorable Mayor, Rogelio Quino, thank you for your support and the opportunities that you have given me, and as well as the support that you have given to the youth of Manolo Fortich. To the Sangguniang Bayan, headed by the Honorable Reynaldo Bojun Bagayas Jr., thank you for all the memories that we have shared together sa atong mga lakaw and the tidbits of guidance that you have given me, akong mga uncle o auntie, and especially sa duha sa kainahan ako sa konseho. Sa Constata Leparto, mother, and Cons Joy Cordovez, mami, thank you guys. Thank you guys sa inyo kay with you guys around, dili kay ko ka out of place during meetings. Especially sa mga meetings with other departments nga katong time nga bag-o pa ko. And also for letting me become a member sa inyo ang mga komitiba. To the local youth development office, Thank you for the friendship and showing me equal passion in serving the youth within our municipality. Overs. Even as I step down from this municipal role, my heart for the youth service will never fade, and I will continue to serve, this time with renewed focus as the SK chairman of Barangay Mambatangan. I hope my resignation opened doors for renewal, fresh perspective, and a leader who can give their whole heart and full energy to the Federation. I leave this role with gratitude, pride, and hope. Thank you for the trust that you have given me, and thank you for allowing me to serve, and thank you for reminding me every day why youth leadership matters. With humility and respect, I formally tender my resignation as SK Federation President of Manolo Fortich. However that may be, my journey continues just in a different chapter. Dagang salamat and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Princess CJ Padin.
Yes.
And I believe there's a presentation in honor of our princess here
Grabe
from
ka ba
from our staff, from the SB staff.
Thank you, Dad.
Okay, so, Mr. Presiding Officer, the honoring to the Honorable Princess CJ Padin. A song to dedicate our Honorable sa mga sporty events.
We prepare a song for Consi J. Padin, and we are requesting all our SBs, officials, and the staff to join us with the song rendition.
Kung ito man ang huling awiting na awitin, nais kong malaman mong ika'y bahagi na ng buhay ko. At kung may huling sasabihin, nais kong isang bitin, niligyan mo ng kulay ang mundo. Kasama kita dahil sa'yo ako'y napag-asa. Ang awiting ito'y para sa'yo, at kung maubos ang piling
Nakapito, salamat, hayeye. From the Sangguniang Bayan family to our princess. Tinagit na ba adjourn na
Wala na may kuwan ba? Wala na yung announcement?
Is there any announcement?
Manguli na din.
So let's proceed to the adjournment.
Mr. Presiding Officer, since we are done with our agenda and there are no other announcements, I move for the adjournment of this regular session.
So there's a motion for the adjournment of today's regular session. Any second? Any comments, objections? There being none, the motion is approved. Reminder lang, tomorrow